Hello everyone, let's take a look at the best experimental units that appear in Supreme Commander 2. The 10th place is occupied by the Darkanoid Experimental Giant Saucer, which is an Illuminate sequel to the Caesar. Unlike its predecessor, this new major experimental is now more heavily armed, boasting external plasma bomb base, beam cannons, and a central quantum beam generator. Although the firepower has increased, the size and the damage it deals when it crashes is not as big as to the Caesar. And aside from this, you can no longer produce or attack air units with the Darkanoid like you used to with the Caesar. On the 9th place we have the Jackhammer Experimental Unpacking Cannon, which is a UEF major experimental introduced with the Infinite War Battle Pack DLC. The Jackhammer is a short-range cannon, being able to lock itself into a position and unfold a large cannon used for bombardment. The Jackhammer is extremely efficient against shields and defensive positions. It deals damage on a wide area and it breaks down through defensive positions in no time. The downside of the Jackhammer is the lack of mobility when it fires and the lack of anti-air, making it vulnerable without support. The Soul Reaper 2 Experimental Gunship is a Cybran experimental air unit. Armed with a large battery of anti-ground and anti-air weapons, the Soul Reaper 2 excels at harassing undefended portions of an opponent's base. Compared with EC1000, the Soul Reaper deals more damage, but it can be brought on the battlefield later, while the EC1000 can get on the field of battle earlier, and during battles, timing is essential. On the 7th place we have the Super Treaten Experimental Dreadnought, which is one of the 2 naval experimental units in the game, and it belongs to the UEF. It has 3 large turrets on top of the vessel, as well as 24 Gauss cannons mounted on its sides, 9 on either side and 6 on the front. The 3 main cannons have a similar appearance to the cannons on the hand of the King Krypton. The cannons do around 300 damage per hit and have the appearance of huge flame balls throwers. On the 6th place we have the EC1000 Terror Experimental Assault Plane. This is a UEF minor experimental unit, and it is a large gunship inspired by the US AC-130 Spectre Spooky. It is armed with 3 heavy gunship weapons, along with a large cannon launching explosive shells. Like the aircraft it was inspired by, most of its weapons are mounted on one side, meaning it engages its targets by circling around them in a clockwise manner. It has far more longer range than many anti-air units. On the 5th place we have the CyberRhino Rex Experimental Lizard Bot from the Cybran. This experimental unit is brand new in the series, and it was developed by Dr. Brackman and modeled on a piece of dinosaur DNA he had recovered. This beast is equipped with a flamethrower mounted in the mouth to give the impression that it spits fire. It is also equipped with dual missile launchers and a ring of plasma grenade cannons that carpet the area around it with explosions. A viable use for the CyberRhino Rex is to have it walk through the enemy base, simply using its feet to destroy as much as possible. On the 4th place we have the Air Fortress Experimental Mobile Factory. This mobile factory is best used to spam air units. When you make units from the air factory, you will pay 3 times less on them, and this gives you the chance to spam air units and simply take over the entire airspace. After that, you can go in with the Air Fortress as well, because this beauty can attack ground units and structures as well. And I personally find the air fortress as a game changer, since you save so much resources and spam so many units so fast. On the third place we have the Universal Colossus Experimental Assault Bot, the successor of the Galactic Colossus from Supreme Commander.When. The massive assault bot still uses its predecessor's ability to suck in units with its globular grippers, but now has the ability to shoot the debris of units back at the opponent, and when combined with its central eye beam is a devastating force. On the second place we have the King Krypton Experimental Assault Bot. Although it was inspired from the Aeon Universal Colossus, it has much more firepower than it, and it's wielding multiple cannons and artillery to unleash havoc onto its opponents. Its main cannons are best used against basic ground unit swarms because of their splash damage. Nevertheless, in a one-on-one combat with the Universal Colossus, the King Krypton will lose. And at last, guys, on the first place is the Monkey Lord Experimental Spider Bot. This is the most powerful unit in Supreme Commander 2, and it comes from the Cybrans. Set alone against one King Krypton, the second most powerful unit in the game, the Spider Bot will win, and it will have enough hit points left to continue attacking the enemy. Aside from the massive laser cannon, the Monkey Lord also has anti-air weapons, which helps it to protect itself from small air harassment. With 150,000 hit points, the biggest hit points in the game, and a damage of 2,500 per second, how can you not be the best? Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more videos with great strategy games. And if you wish to buy Supreme Commander 2, you can find a link in the description below. Take care of you, bye bye.